Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the KetoMom page. My name is Stephanie, and I want to share with you one of my favorite topics. So actually, it's a topic that comes up in our home all the time. It's something that I'm constantly thinking about. So we're going to talk about EQ. We're going to talk about a flavor battle of ketones that launched today. I want to talk to you a little bit about intermittent fasting because I got some of those questions yesterday. And it's not that I'm quitting the book. So we still will finish the Worthy book. It's been a lot to read. And so if you're going through the book Worthy, keep reading it. It's amazing. I think I'm on chapter 10 or 12. I will recap the rest of it soon, maybe the next day or two. Super, super great book. So we'll continue that. We just got home from the beach. We got home at 9 o'clock. So we were up at 5 a.m. We did a photo shoot at the beach. So our daughter has a fun, clothing brand called A Girl with Jesus. And so she was shooting some different t-shirts. So we had a really fun morning, walked around on the beach this morning, and now we're back. We're going to do some school. I'm going to chat with you real quick, but how is your morning? I would love to know. Do you have any questions for me? I'd love for you to post below. The question was posed to me in our life group last night, to all of us. One of the questions in our life group last night that was asked was, if money wasn't a thing, if you could do whatever you wanted, what are some things you would do if money wasn't a factor? So we all talked about traveling. We talked about like the things we'd want to bless people with, so many things. And I said, interestingly enough, and this might seem weird to you, but I actually said, and this shouldn't matter about money, but I said I actually would completely change my KetoMom page. Like, I would change the entire page. I would change the name, and I would talk about something called Kazone. The book, have you guys heard of the book called Kazone? I did a book study on it, and it's all about like your circle of life and the different spokes of the different areas of your life and how to help people, go, what is actually broken? Why do I feel like this isn't working? But if I fixed this area, it would fix the rest of the areas of my life. Does that make sense? So I'm thinking about a couple things, but anyways, okay. We're going to dive into the conversation that I actually want to talk about real quick, mainly because I feel like this is something, this one conversation, this one thought, this one awareness. If you don't know what EQ is, once I tell you, or once you are reminded, and once you have this understanding of a couple things, it can change the rest of your life. I can help you eat better. I can tell you what to eat, how to get started, but I'm telling you, some of the things that you need to have awareness around and things that you need to work on have nothing to do with food or going to the gym. Now, if you work on your mindset and if you work on EQ and AQ, those things can affect the rest of your life. So EQ, we've all heard of IQ, right? We all have an IQ, our intelligence. We also have an EQ. It's our emotional quotient. How well do you handle your emotions? And that could be in your marriage, that could be with your kids, that could be at work, it could be like maybe you find yourself eating out of emotion, right? When you're sad or you're frustrated or you're angry or you're lonely, maybe that's where you've turned to food. And it is the reason why you're at where you're at today. So something that we talk about is maybe you'll tell your kids like, stop freaking out, or you'll get mad because your spouse got angry or whatever the case may be. We also have an EQ. What is your EQ? And what that means is this: when something happens in your life, when you get up late, you hit the snooze, when there's traffic. We just came home from the beach and there was a car accident on the other side of the it's not a freeway, but a busy road. And I mean, traffic was backed up for miles and miles. And I was like, it was right before people were going to work. And I'm like, people are going to need EQ this morning, because they could get frustrated, they could react out of frustration, or respond and say, you know what, it is what it is. Like, I can't control if there's an accident, so I'm going to respond appropriately and not let it ruin my day. How you have the awareness that you have around EQ will help you in your gym life, in your food decisions in how you respond or react to your family. So your EQ, emotional quotient. When something happens, do you freak out? Do you react out of emotions? Or do you respond when it's appropriate? And the simplest thing you can do in any part of your day, when something isn't going the way that you expected it to or you wanted it to, is to simply say this to yourself. I'm going to check my EQ. And then you can say 2 words. So when I learned this, I had no idea EQ was a thing. So then when I found myself getting like hot and frustrated, or I'm going to blow a gasket, or I'm going to freak out, I legitimately would say, check your EQ. And then I would say to myself, am I going to react or respond? You do one or the other. React is in the moment, split second. I'm going to yell. I'm going to scream. I'm going to get frustrated. I'm going to let it wreck the rest of my day. Or am I going to respond and go, I'm going to take a breath. I actually don't have to have an answer right now. I don't have to, when your teenager is screaming at you, or there's traffic, or you maybe got into a little tiff with your employees or your boss or your friend or your family member, you don't have to have an answer right away. You can actually go, you know what? I'm actually not mature enough right now to have this conversation, or to give you some feedback, or to have this conversation. I'm going to respond in a little bit. Just let me go breathe for a second. Are you quick to react? Or what I want you to understand is, once you understand that EQ is a thing, you want a high level of EQ, and you know that you have a high level of EQ when you can respond appropriately in a situation. And some people might want a reaction out of you, but guess what? You don't have to do it. Or maybe you find yourself reacting, like I said, if you're lonely, frustrated, angry, bored, and you eat. So now you can go, wait, it's not mealtime. I'm not hungry. Why am I opening the fridge? Why am I driving through the drive-thru? Why do I want to eat that donut? Why do I go to the candy drawer? Am I eating out of emotion? So I just want you to have an awareness that what is your EQ level? And when you find yourself in that reaction state, go, oh no, I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to respond. And I'm actually going to think to myself, why am I doing what I'm doing? And the last thing that I think about that has to do with EQ is sometimes you have to collect the facts, right? Sometimes you'll hear something, you'll see something, you'll make your own perception. That's not right. You'll make your own, you'll look at something with your own perspective, but you actually don't have all the facts, right? Yesterday, I heard something, I was told something that frustrated me. And while I feel like the source was a good source, I actually didn't go to the direct source of the situation to actually make sure it's a fact. So I reacted, not in front of anybody, mainly to me and my husband. Like, he's a safe spot. Like, we can both go like, wait, is this real? Is this right? Do we align with that? What do we think about that? I'm not going to go spew it all to anybody else, but I do need to respond to what I feel like is happening once I collect the facts. So EQ, do you have high or low? If you've got low, you react. If you've got high EQ, you respond. And in your response, you collect the facts in the gap to figure out what you're going to respond to. Does that make sense? And this might have nothing to pertain to your health and fitness, but I'm telling you, once you understand, like, oh, EQ, we use this on our kids. If my kids are going to throw a fit, I'll be like, listen, check your EQ. Like I taught them, react or respond. If you're going to react, you're going to probably have a harsher punishment or discipline. If you can go upstairs to your room and come down when you're ready, you can respond appropriately, right? React or respond. Check your EQ. So I love that conversation. There's actually a book called Emotional Intelligence. You can go read about it. I feel like it's very sciencey. I read the book, and all I had to know was what I learned years ago was I do have an EQ. I learned that react, respond, collect the facts, and it's changed my life just in that perspective of that. So, all right. It's going to be a great day. It's a great morning. If you are drinking ketones, we have 2 new flavors. They're not new. They are flavors that we had years ago, and they just came back. Life's a Peach. So if you are a current customer and you love ketones, you want to go grab it, go log into your account. This tastes like a peach Snapple. It's incredible. And then this is one of people's favorites. It's an old one called Sweet Jam, like strawberry jam. They're both light. They're both amazing. They're both amazing. If you've never tried ketones, I've been drinking them for 9 years. They put you in ketosis. You don't have to be doing the keto diet. They help you right away with your energy, your focus, your appetite control, fat loss long-term. I'll help you with that, but you don't have to be doing a crazy diet. I will help you eat better. So these are amazing. If you want to know more about ketones, post ketones in the comments. You can always go to KetoMom.com. But I'd actually, if you've never ordered, I'd actually love to walk you through what they are, how they work, how they can help you on your health journey or with your health goals. It's not a hyped energy. It's a long sustained energy. I tell people I haven't taken a nap in years. I'm focused to homeschool our 4 girls. I'm stronger than I ever was at 41 than 21. It's a tool, not a magic pill. They taste great and I feel amazing. So if you want to learn more post ketones, if you're a current customer, you should go grab 1 or 2 of the flavors. And the last thing that I got asked yesterday was about intermittent fasting. Somebody had said like, hey, I hate fasting, and all I want you to understand is this. If your goal is fat loss, here's a quick tip. Intermittent fasting, I want you to think about it differently. It's narrowing your window of when you eat. Oftentimes people are simply overeating. They're even overeating good food. They eat all day long. They're constantly snacking on top of their meals, and they're either not losing weight or they're gaining weight or they're staying at this plateau because they're eating too much food. So today, if you want to start intermittent fasting or just evaluate how often you're eating. So you don't have to think, some of you are like, I don't want to fast. That fasting word triggers me. I don't like it. All I say is this, you don't have to eat right away when you get up and all the way until you go to bed. So if you get up, like I drink ketones right away in the morning. Some of you drink coffee, but this suppresses my appetite a little bit. So I actually don't need breakfast. I like eggs. I'll push it a little bit later. And then I eat when I'm hungry, not when I'm bored. Before I'm going to have a snack, or before I find myself snacking, I'll say, am I hungry? Am I bored? Am I emotional? Is my EQ low right now? Or do I actually need something to eat? Am I hangry? Like, do I need to feed my body? Oftentimes, if you think you're hungry in between meals, you need some water. I think intermittent fasting is great for fat loss, but I also think you can work up to it. If you want to know more, I can answer your questions. Send me a message. Ask your questions below. But all I want you to do is be aware that if your goal is fat loss, a majority of people just simply are overeating, and you can even overeat all of the healthy foods. So feed your body when you're hungry on the meals. If you need a snack, choose wisely, and you will get to where you want to go. Not overnight, but it will come. I'm here to help. So ask questions below, reach out, send me a message. You can always go to ketomomsecrets.com, all one word. And I've got a book club there, recipes, how to get started. Otherwise, I'd love to help you. Or ketomom.com to grab some ketones. Or just post ketones below and we'll chat. Have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.